Hey, old hag, there isn't anything to eat right now. Why does someone who is only smart enough to do chores not even have the chores done today? At least do what you were born to do, please. What? Violet, you were coming back home today? I'm sorry, but today I'm at work. I won't be home from work until later tonight, so I made sure to tell your father to make up something for dinner. I don't care about that. Well, recently you haven't been coming home that often, so if you're going to do so, please text me and let me know first. I'm pretty busy with work now, and there are times when I can't come home early. I told Dad that I was going to come home today, but I'm pretty sure that the two of you haven't been communicating all too well recently between one another. So it's not impossible that he never told you, and that's why you didn't know. But as a wife and mom, you should always be managing things like dinner, right? That's why you're being called a failure as a mother and a failure as a wife now. Are you sure you have to say those kinds of things about me? I have been trying my best to be a good mother to you and a great wife to my husband. And even right now, I'm taking care of you, right? Well, there hasn't been a single moment where I've thought that you've been doing a good job caring for me, though. A pile of crap like you could at the very least get all your chores done like you've been asked. If you don't, you're most likely going to be thrown aside by Dad as he finds someone else. Violet, don't you think you could at least be a bit more kind to me and treat me with some respect from time to time? And you should be more careful of the things you say about others. You're in college now, which means something like that should be noticeable to you, correct? Huh? You're going to preach to me like you're someone special now? There is nothing that's going to make me want to listen to your preaching when you can't even do your one and only job of cleaning and cooking. How about you start working on changing your own self around before asking me to? I guess you're getting too old now for anything I have to say to you to mean anything. But to be honest, you've always been this way around me. Always. I think soon here the family should take some time to all sit down together and talk some things out. How does that sound? Sounds like a pain in the ass to me. Well, whatever. Today I'll just go out for dinner. I'm going to make you pay me back for that later, okay? Please and thank you. Violet, are you even listening to me right now? Violet! Do you think you could make some time to sit down with Violet and I so we can all have a little chat? I'm a bit concerned about the way Violet has been talking to me in an even more condescending tone lately. I feel that if we don't talk with her about that and have her change that attitude, she's going to have a rough future ahead.
She has every right to be talking down to you in a tone like that, though. There's nothing special about you because all you are is a pile of trash.
And I think the reason she talks to me like that is because she's gotten that poor attitude from you, Ralph. Could you at least only talk to me like that when we're alone and not around her?
Well, I'm not saying anything wrong, am I? When all of this is your fault, stop trying to make it sound like mine. Such a freaking idiot.
Hold on, are you even listening to me?
Talking with someone like you is only a waste of my time. Even though you're hated by both myself and Violet, you still choose to live in the same house as us, huh? I would never be able to put up with all of this crap every day. You must be pretty strong with that thick skull of yours, you dumbass.
Ralph, would you please cut all of that out and talk to me like I'm your wife? I'm seriously getting to my last nerve here, and I don't want you guys both crawling all over it. If you guys aren't going to join me for a little family meeting, then I'm going to take matters into my own hands.
Duh, what a pain. Just having to go out and see you in person and listen to your voice is a pain for me. If you get what I mean, then how about you start to earn some real money for us? Bye-bye now, and stop sending me all these needless texts all the time. I'm a very busy man that doesn't have the time to be talking with you.
You shouldn't even be saying things like that to your own wife. But I get it now. I finally understand your way of thinking well enough to make my own decision now. Hey, it seems like the lock on the front door is broken or something. I can't let myself inside the house right now. What should I be doing here, Ralph? Are you on your way home from work right now?
I went and changed the lock on the house.
What? What do you mean you went and changed the lock? Why would you do something like that?
I had a nice long chat with Violet the other night, and we came to the conclusion that neither of us really need you around us anymore.
Excuse me? You don't need me around you guys anymore. What are you trying to say to me right now? I have no clue what you think you're going on about right now, but what made you think changing the lock on this house was a good idea without informing me about it?
We had a reason to, and that's to make sure you can no longer come into the house anymore. In other words, we're telling you to get lost by doing it. There's no place for you in that house anymore. Thanks for all the half-assed work you did taking care of us. And the loan on the place has lasted for 20 years now, right? Which means it should be pretty much paid off by now.
So you're really wanting to kick me out of the house and family now, Ralph? And that's why you went and changed the lock on me like this? And you said that Violet was 100% okay with this happening?
Actually, it was her that came up with the idea of having you kicked out.
Is that right? So this was all her plan?
That just goes to show how much the girl has always hated your guts. It's been 20 years now of her and I both hating you, and I'd really like you to start realizing that, please. All the locks on the house have been changed, so don't you dare ever come back to my place.
I see. I'll try my best not to. And as for you both, good luck.
You're the one that's gonna need all the luck you can get now. Your usefulness has been all used up now. In other words, we have nothing else we could possibly need you around us for. So sorry for squeezing you dry. Now get the hell off my property and go someplace else.
Understood. I'm going to get lost as you've asked. But I still have some things to do with the loan on this house, as well as grab all my things from the room so that I don't have to lose them all to you. So do you mind me climbing in through one of the windows? Seems like the one closest to Violet's bedroom wasn't locked, so I'm able to get it open still.
What? Was there even a window over by your bedroom?
After 20 years of living in this house, you don't have any recollection of this window? Well, no matter. I'm going to grab all my things now and take them out here. And like you've seemed to have been wanting, we're going to get a divorce, so don't worry. I'll make sure to have a truck over tomorrow to grab the rest of my things. I'll be working on the divorce papers for us, as well as the loan papers for the house, so that you may take over on paying things off. Can you make sure to fill out all of your parts for me, please?
You're gonna be all annoying about this crap all the way to the very end, huh?
Well, if we don't do all of these things the proper way, then I'm not going to be leaving this house, Ralph. And you wouldn't want to have to get back in touch with one another later on in life, right? I mean, we could always hire lawyers at that point to work things out with one another, so I guess it wouldn't matter. But that would just be a waste of our money, correct?
Huh? Get a lawyer? You'd think I'd want to do something even more annoying than what we're already having to do? I get it already. I'll make sure to fill out all my parts on those documents and sign them. Make sure you have them ready for me and on the counter for when I get home. And if you don't do that for me, then I'm not gonna fill out jack.
You people always have to carry things out with that attitude until the very end, don't you? I promise that I'll have everything set out for you in a way that's easy for you to understand. So please, make sure to fill everything out the proper way for me. Now, I'm going to get to work on leaving this place. I'm sure things are going to be a bit more difficult from now on, but just try your best not to sink.
Hey, what happened to you paying off this loan? I just got a letter in the mail saying that this month's payment still hasn't been done. Why's that?
Excuse me? Why are you asking me why it hasn't been paid yet? That's your own house, and it's your job as the owner to make sure that the loan gets paid off on time, right? Stop trying to make me pay for your property, bud. So go ahead and pay this month's payment before it's too late and you get hit hard.
What? What the hell are you talking about? Does that mean you're not going to be paying for this place anymore? And was there really this much of the loan left to be paid off before you left? Didn't you work on paying it off for the past 20 years?
What's that? That loan is going to be paid off over the next 40 years, Ralph.
What? So this loan was taken out for 40 years? Then you're telling me there's another 20 years left to go? How much am I going to have to pay every month? You think I'm going to be able to pay off this house for another 20 years?
When you and I were getting divorced, I made sure you had a look at all of the documents that pertain to the loan on that house. You then went and signed everything, transferring the name on that house from mine to yours, right? And actually, the whole time you and Violet had been persecuting me, I'd been the one paying off that loan so we could live there. Since I was able to do that for 20 years, don't you think you can do the other 20? Or is that not going to be possible with your income?
Hold on a minute. Does this mean I'm going to have to pay for things like the water and gas to the house? That's why there are so many bills coming in the mail addressed to me right now. What the hell is this? You should be the one paying for all these things, right?
Would you stop acting like a goddamn spoiled child already?
What?
You and I are divorced now. So why the hell should I have to pay for you and Violet to live in a house that isn't even mine anymore? Both the loan on that house and all of the bills are meant to be paid by you now, of course. And if you're not able to pay those things now, then how about you go and talk with Violet about it and have her start helping you pay? And if that's going to be impossible for the two of you, then it's time to think about moving out of that place and into a new house, right? But let's be real here, all of those things have nothing to do with me, so could you please stop talking to me about them? I want you to learn right now that you contacting me about any of those things won't fix them for you, so leave me alone.
But I don't make a whole lot of money. The whole reason you were paying for everything is because you make more than me, right? And I really had no clue there would still be another 20 years left of this loan after kicking you out. I can't pay all of this.
Is that so? Then why not leave?
What did you just say? And where would we go to live next? Stop saying things that make it sound like you have nothing to do with this.
What would you like me to say to you then? I have nothing left at all that I care to say to someone like you, Ralph.
That's it. You left me with Violet in the divorce, so you pay me her child support.
Her child support? Ralph, are you saying that to me seriously?
I sure am. You know that I'm serious about this. If I'm gonna have to be the one who has to care for her from now on all by myself, then naturally you should be paying me child support now, right? It's the parent's responsibility to pay something like child support for their child. Are you even her parent if you don't pay up? Well, even if you don't, then make sure you at least pay for this house and all the bills that come with it. You're her parent, after all, so you have to at least be paying for something, right?
What is there for me to say about all of that? You're wanting me to pay child support for Violet, even though she's a 20-year-old college student now that's barely even home anymore. Okay.
Her age has nothing to do with it.
The thing is, though, it really does. Child support is something that is only paid until the child has turned 18. And as you and I should both be aware, she is 20 years old. She's an adult. There is nothing called adult support for her, right? And another thing. You just made it sound like I was the one that left her with you to take care of. But wasn't it the both of you that had that chat with one another to change all the locks on the house and have me kicked out of it? Tell me, how did I make you take her when I never had a choice in the first place?
This and that are two completely different things.
Oh, they are? Tell me what's so different, Ralph, As far as I'm aware, for the past 20 years, I've been the only one who's really cared for Violet. And I've been the one paying for all her needs as well, right? So I don't really understand what you were going on about just then when you said it's the parent's responsibility to pay for their child. Actually, I didn't even think you could understand something like that. I always thought you just expected me to pay for everything, for the both of your sorry little asses.
I just had you paying because, look, you were the one with a bigger salary, which made me think I shouldn't have to be the one forced to pay.
Is that right? Well then, now that I'm no longer your wife, you're going to have to take care of things, okay? For the past 25 years, I've been the one taking care of you with my income since you've been practically unemployed this whole time. I get that you love to talk about how you wanted to quit your job and find another, and then quit that one and find another. But when you do that over and over again, it really starts to piss me off. Because I felt that I'd have to be the one paying for you and the house for the rest of my life. But the funny thing about it all is as much as you love to talk about it with me, you never said a word about it to your own daughter. And as long as you look good to her, that's all that matters, right? And in order to keep her from believing anything I said to her about you, you started to tell her to not trust me and to call me names like you would. Then once you had felt as though you'd had enough of me, you used her hatred for me as a way to get me kicked out of the house and the family. Right?
If you're so upset about being kicked out, then you can come back here anytime.
Huh? Can you even read, Ralph? Have you been reading any of the things I just sent you there? I'm sorry, but I have no idea what's going on with you anymore. Why, after all the things I've said to you, would you think that I'd ever want to go back to that house?
Because that's what all of this is about. You're still upset about how Violet and I took over the house and kicked you out, right? Then forget about it. You can come back here. I'll make sure to talk with Violet about why you're coming back. So come back here and let's all get back together, all right? Then you can go back to paying for everything like you'd been doing before for us, like the loan and the bills.
Is this what people mean when they say it's too difficult to speak to animals? You seem to have never understood the English language then, huh? Well, that's too bad, really. I'm kind of sad seeing you struggle so much to try and comprehend even the most basic of things in English. If you just assumed that all of those things I was saying meant I was upset about being kicked out of that house, then you are very much wrong about that. I am tired of you guys. You both really did a number on me these past 20 years, and it's going to end here.
What do you mean you're tired of us? What did we ever do to you?
Well, it's primarily been you that's done all of those things to me and not Violet. Back when she was young, she was a very cute little girl to me. But after you went and brainwashed her, she turned into a real bitch. It's all because of the things you said to her about me that she started to think it was fine to hate her own mother.
Why is all of this my fault? I didn't have anything to do with her emotions. That's not even something I as a man can control.
Well, in some cases, that's true, actually. But now, especially, there is nothing you can do about the way she talks and acts. You were saying horrible things about me to her ever since she could understand what you were saying, all while I had been working my ass off to pay off all your debt and pay for our home and everything. I was so busy doing all those things for you guys, yet all you ever cared about was why I was never home doing the chores, and complained to me about our daughter in the worst ways possible. You have talked down to me like that all this time, Ralph, all while your daughter was there listening and learning from it. And that is why she now behaves the same way as you, talking down to me and treating me like I'm nothing at all. In the end, that led to her just outright hating me, all because you constantly drove into her mind that it was right to hate me. Well, going on about all of this now isn't going to really change anything, will it?
There was no helping that, though. That's all I ever had to say about you then. Had I not been complaining about you all the time in front of her, she might have started to ask about why I wasn't going to work every day. So I had to make her think that you were the problem, and that's what I did.
The choice you made doing all of that is crazy to me, though. Well, anyway, you and I are divorced from one another now, which means from now on, leave me out of your mess. Since that happens to be your house now, you do something with your own means to make it work.
How dare you not take responsibility for this?
How dare I? Hasn't it been you never taking any responsibility for anything but years and years now, bud? It was you that had me kicked out of the house with the help of your daughter, so figure out how to manage your mistake. Oh, that's right. Now that I have you here, I want to say that I am no longer paying for Violet's tuition and won't be giving her an allowance anymore either.
What? Her tuition? What are you talking about?
After all that talking about how you would make yourself look good in front of your own daughter, you don't seem to know anything about her at all, do you? Your daughter's going to college right now and has to pay a tuition to be there. And this next semester that she enters into, I am not going to be paying for it. By the end of this month, you're going to have to pay for her next semester, so good luck with that.
Wait, what? She has a tuition that needs to be paid? I never knew that she needed to pay to go to that school. That's something I'll have to pay for as well? What? But what's my reason for having to pay that? I don't even have any savings left, so how am I gonna pay for that?
You're going to start yelling at me over that again? Are you angry at yourself because you're finally realizing all the things I had to put up with and pay for while you were both constantly patronizing me? Well, even if you finally come to understand things for how they've truly been, nothing is going to change. Now then, good luck paying for all of those things on your own. And make sure to work with your daughter from now on so she doesn't start to hate you next and have you kicked out of that house. Now, this is really my goodbye to you forever. Thank you for what little you gave up to me until now. But let's be honest, there's nothing at all I really need to thank you for. Mom, what the hell is going on here? I heard about a lot of this from Dad, but you're not going to be paying for this house or for my tuition anymore? Do you call yourself a mother still after saying those things? Do you understand what it means to be my parent? What's that? I'm afraid I don't understand a single word that just came out of your mouth there. What? Mom? Stop acting like my daughter only when it's to benefit you, Missy. And after all that time of talking to me like I was nothing more than a slave to you, and after realizing all of the things I'd been paying for the both of you guys without a single thank you, you're going to come and call yourself my daughter and act like all of this is my fault? This is why I told your father that I can no longer stand dealing with the both of you anymore. I am no longer a part of your family now, so consider me a stranger to you. A stranger? If you're saying all of that, then what are Dad and I going to do? You're an adult now, Violet. And I am well aware that the whole time you've been going to college, you've really only been going out to mess around with different men and play with your girlfriends. How about you get yourself a part-time job, at least if you're wanting to just waste time and help your dad with the bills? It's not like he's able to pay for the house or your tuition on his own, right? So really, all there is left for you to do is work. But I'm only a college student still. For me to go and work now to make money? Stop behaving like a goddamn spoiled child like your father. I went through 20 years of putting all my time and money into making sure you were cared for, along with your father, and yet you never once thanked me for any of it and only grew to hate me more. I am not going to do that anymore, and I am thankful that you both kicked me out of the family. If you're still wanting to stay in school, then you make that happen yourself. Go ask your father for help there. That's it. Do you understand what I've just said? Well, even if you don't, I don't care. There is nothing else I can say that will help either one of you, so leave me. Good luck with that father of yours, and I hope you both don't end up homeless. Well, I don't have high hopes for that, though, with a father like Ralph. Mom, it's been a little while. Are you doing all right? What is all of this about? I dropped out of college, and I'm even working now, over 40 hours every week. All of those things you said to me before, I finally come to understand now. And so I wanted to apologize to you. Apologizing to me? Why would you want to? I feel that the way I'd been treating you for so long now was not the way a daughter should treat their mother. That's very true. For as long as I can remember, you've been a real bitch to me for no good reason. I'm so sorry for that. I finally come to realize that I need to stop relying on others and work for myself now. Dad wasn't able to pay for anything, like you were saying. Not the house, not the bills, not for my tuition. I had to leave the house after he went and sold it one day without even talking to me first. I haven't seen him since then, and he never replies to any of my calls or texts. I've started to really think about who I was to him. That man has always been that way, ever since I married him. He only wants to think about himself being the strong one and doesn't care about others. I finally, although much too late, realized that it's because of you, having always taken care of me, that I've made it to where I am at now. I'm sure there's no easy way to forgive me or anything, but I've been thinking, maybe you and I can become close to one another again. Violet, I'm happy to hear that you've finally noticed all of those things. And hearing that you're doing all right on your own now makes me feel all joyful for you. I'm not going to be supporting you financially anymore, but if that's okay with you, then I'm fine talking to one another over the phone every once in a while. I don't need any more of your money. I know that I have to support my own life now. Then that means you really have grown up then, huh? Mom, I'm so sorry for everything that I've done to you. From now on, is it all right if I keep calling you Mom like this again? The thing is, Violet, I've always been your mother. Therefore, it's all right for you to call me your mom. Now, the next time I have time to talk, let's call, okay? Now you take good care of yourself and try and stay happy, Violet. I know that the harder you fight and work, the better off you'll be down the road. So I'll talk to you soon. And thank you for finally understanding the things I had said to you. Violet seemed to be doing well on her own, having a job where she could work full-time and a small little apartment to stay in. And after a year had gone by of her being out of college, she was able to pay for school again and started to study some more until she had finally graduated. Then, after she was out of school with her degree, she was able to get into the company she had been aiming for, with no issues at all. When she had invited me to come all the way out to her graduation ceremony, I was in tears, thinking that she actually wanted her own mother to be there and see her. Right now, it's still unknown where my pile of garbage ex-husband ran off to, but I like to think things are millions of times better this way and don't care to ever find him. To both my daughter and I, he is the most unnecessary person we know, and are doing just fine without him. Being able to finally have my little girl back after close to 20 years of constant torture and having to fight with her has made me feel so blessed, and I can't wait to see what comes next for us as mother and daughter. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.